What's up guys, welcome to a new market update on the channel. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin, Ethereum and Gold, what they've done the past week and what we could expect in the coming days and weeks after the weekend. Like and subscribe as always, I really appreciate that. We're going to the 100 subscribers, so really appreciate if you subscribe, and of course you can enjoy other content on the channel. Let's get into it and always start with Bitcoin, and also as always look at where price was last week. So we're currently on the Sunday, of course. Let's look at previous Sunday. Price was around here, so this range here was last week Sunday, and like last week where we again didn't really do much. If you look here and if you compare it to these levels, we didn't really do much. And the same like last week, I think there were very volatile weeks last week, of course, with gold, silver, and of course Bitcoin dropping like 40-50%. And now we're a bit in a range, and that's not bad. It's even good, I think, because we had volatile weeks, we had a lot of bumps, dumps, and now we're just ranging, creating liquidity. Big institutions, big players, market makers are just resting, just picking money in the local range here. So for the moment, I'd say Bitcoin is just not really doing anything, not really choosing a side or changing direction. If you look at the daily, not many levels in this range because it's a big range, I know, 6%. And we're a bit of the middle of it, but there's not really much to do, because if we zoom out a bit on the 4 hour, for example, this is the bottom, but let's call this the bottom, and this is a bit the high of the range. We're in the middle of it, and price has one massive resistance, one massive support zone, and then we have some minor levels in between, of course. But for now, I'd say this is the main support, of course, because with this low, this trade was called actually, this trade was nice in the server, so make sure to join. We sweep this, hold origin liquidity, so this is our new level to hold. Surely trading opportunity, but I don't think this level will make us pump to the all-time highs, of course. And this is the main resistance. I'll explain why, because let me see. We made a new high here. What is the move to the high? This is the move to the high. Where did we lose it here? Where did we retest here? So this is actually on the bigger time frame or failure of, you try to push for new highs there. So this is a failure. And if you look right here, so we're a bit mid-range. So it's a bit short this week because we haven't really seen a breakout or a breakdown or whatever. This is what they're doing, and if you see here on Sunday, 0.40%, same for Ethereum. They're not really doing much, and I think it could continue like that for a couple of weeks. But it could also be that we see a breakout in the direction in the next weeks. But if price range is surely for traders, that doesn't mean they can't trade. For me, I actually not like it more, but this past week I've called several levels in the Discord, and several trades have played out perfectly. So even in just ranges, we can perfectly trade. Ethereum is the same story. They didn't really do much. Last Sunday was here. Of course, they saw a big drop on Saturday, Sunday, but from Sunday evening to now, we haven't really done too much. And same like Bitcoin, we're in this range here. We're a bit of the middle, but I say Bitcoin has been trading a bit more than Ethereum. As you see here, these moves are very minor. If you zoom in on the 1 hour, we create a low here with sweeps on liquidity, so you could say this here is a possible support zone. This is the main resistance, and then of course we have levels above current price and below current price. This is the main support zone, the $1,860, but we're not there yet. Of course, that's what 8% done, 10%, 6%. But yeah, same thing for Ethereum. There's not really that much to talk about in this market update. Last week we saw a lot of flash, new all-time highs on gold. What are they doing? They're dumping, but now they're a bit of a mid-range. Surely last week they just created some liquidity, created some plays, but really didn't really choose a direction or gain levels or lost levels. So on Ethereum, same thing. Surely trading opportunities here and there, but they're not really doing massive things on the bigger time frame. Now gold is a bit more interesting in my opinion, because gold has been in this range for a while. Since the dump on the start of February, we've been in this range, in this big range, 14% for a while, and I'm more specific, since 2.5 weeks we've been in this range of 6%, 7%, and we've not really done anything. And surely 6 or 7% move on gold is not nothing, it's a pretty big move. But if you look back, and I also mentioned that last week, what we have seen in the past weeks on gold, on silver, on these big markets, a 6% pump or dump in a week or even a day is pretty common in the past weeks. But gold has stabilized a bit, price has stopped doing crazy pumps and dumps, which is good for the market. Of course, we still saw a 4% dump here, but that was already discussed in the last market update. But now they've been, since this low, have been up 5%, created some nice support zones here. The structure is pretty nice, I believe, because it created a low, tried, failed, made a new low, gained, created a nice hold, and make new highs. They started pumping. Of course, weekend market is closed, but I surely could see gold finally gaining this level, which they've been trying to a couple of times, but they didn't. And then, of course, they could look for all-time highs. For gold and silver were always looking a bit more to geopolitical things than on Bitcoin or in crypto. But of course, USA, Iran is kicking off again, so I would be not careful. Still, of course, trading opportunities, but I think what will happen there will have an impact on gold. If there's war, if things get escalated, if there's tension again, which there already is, but even more, then I could surely see gold pumping again and crypto ranging or even dumping. Thing is always, you might say war is not good, but for gold it's most of the time good because people are uncertain, pull out their money from crypto or stocks, they want to be sure, and then gold is still the safe haven for a lot of investors. So surely if things get rough in the Middle East, you can surely see gold pump back to all-time highs. Of course that's still 10% pump, which we won't see in a day, but in a week surely possible. But for now, my personal conviction, what I personally expect is that gold just gains this level and then creates a new range over there. I don't expect gold to gain this level and continue pumping to all-time highs. For now, that was it. Maybe a short market update, but there's not much to talk about because price is just in the range and ranging. I shared some levels you could possibly look for a trade, or on gold, the bigger picture as well. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next market update. Hopefully we saw a breakout or anything happen, and that will be a bit nicer for the video. Bye.